you, Anthony, for being here this morning. Can you tell everybody what is your full name and how do you help clients?
Oh, so can you repeat the question? You went a bit robot on me for a split second.
Oh,
So yeah, if you could.
what is your full name and how do you help clients?
Sure, yeah. So my name's Anthony Francis, and I guess the way that I help clients is I've built an application for Clubhouse moderators to increase the engagement and also monetize their Clubhouse audience. Um, I guess in terms of the technology, it does this in a number of ways. So first of all, we provide Q&A and polling tools to allow moderators to take questions from the audience. I guess, if anyone is familiar with Clubhouse, there is a clear separation between audio and the audience not be able to contribute maybe opinions unless they're on stage. So that's, I guess, increasing the engagement to reduce the friction and at least allow the moderators to, should I say, understand what questions are asked before they came up on stage. Secondly, we allow moderators to create active offers, which are essentially visible, captivating live displays of a product or service that you're trying to promote. And I guess, that allows, the moderator or the room owner to convert people who are in the room into fully pledged customers, or at least into money-making events. And then finally, we make it easy to effortlessly share files and links and such as like PDFs for attendees to obtain during any Clubhouse room or event.
Very cool. Now, when did you hear about Clubhouse and when did you get the idea for your poll app?
Sure. So I heard about Clubhouse, I think it was like late December last year. I got an invite by someone, and I was like, okay, what's this Clubhouse tool? And then I thought, wow, this is pretty nifty in terms of being able to join different conversations and meet different people. So yes, it was like December last year, and then the idea came after just being in a few rooms, and I just saw some inconsistencies of how people were using it. It just didn't make sense. So for instance, I, as a maybe someone in the audience, wanted to ask a question, but I wasn't necessarily confident to come up on stage yet. So I was like, why isn't there a way to write this in a text form? Secondly, I noticed when moderators were running live polls that we asking people to flash their mics on and off. So I was kind of like, okay, I guess it works to some degree, but there's surely a better way. And then finally, there's numerous rooms around like how to monetize Clubhouse, how to make 30K in X amount of time and all this kind of things. So I was like, well, there surely must be a way, for us to do this via some sort of tool. So yeah, well, in short, I went to speak to moderators before I built it, and they kind of validated a lot of the ideas that I had. So then I went ahead and built it.
Excellent. Now, what do you love most about being on Clubhouse?
Yeah, that one's easy. I guess, we're in the middle of a pandemic, so you can imagine just basic human interaction is, very challenging to come by, although for some of us are coming out of the pandemic now. But just the ability to meet new people online from, across the spectrum, from high intelligent, thought leaders and industries to, someone who maybe just has a normal 9 to 5, but they all contribute something different to the Clubhouse community. I guess, the whole audio aspect is a refreshing experience, as we're all familiar with, the Twitters, the Facebook, it's always been very text-based. But where this has been, an audio experience, it's been, quite unique and refreshing. And yeah, just been able to join conversations that I may have never considered before. I was in one about film the other day. It was by a group called New Hollywood, and they were talking about you know, how there's a room full of US, or should I say predominantly US directors and producers explaining where Marvel went right with their multiverse and what they can learn from that when they do their films. And I was just kind of like, you know, it was just took me to a place that I never thought I could ever think of. So yeah, it's a great tour. I'm enjoying the experience so far.
Excellent. So how much time would you say you spend on?
Sure. To begin with, when I first started, I can't even count how long I was on it, but for now, I'm a bit more um, tactful in terms of how often I should, you know, be using it, because I've got, you know, we've got day jobs and work to do. So roughly around about 2 to 3 hours, and I kind of break it up, really. Unless there's a specific room that I'm interested in, you know, I'll be in there. But I guess like, you know, 9 o'clock in the UK time, you know, there's a room that I like to join called 9 a.m. in London. And it's just kind of a nice way just to connect with people online and just hear, there's no agenda or anything like that, but just listening to different people. And then I guess um, throughout the day, I'll kind of drop in to see if there's any other rooms that might be of interest to myself, or yeah, to what I'm working on.
Sounds good. Now, how have you generated leads for your business by being on Clubhouse, or how do you plan to generate?
Sure. So at the moment, I guess obviously poll app, you know, we're really looking for moderators and room owners to well, use our tool. And the way that I've gone about that is kind of like really follow rooms around people who are interested in learning how to monetize Clubhouse. So I really try to find different rooms around that. And it's pretty simple what I do. So I don't necessarily jump up on stage, but I will kind of just scan the room and you know, maybe look at the moderators on at that particular time, and you know, keep a record of their Instagram or their email address, and then send them an email later that day or the next day and say, hey, I noticed you were in this X room about monetizing Clubhouse. It'd be great to share how we could potentially, should I say, help you solve those challenges. And then usually they say, okay, sure, I'm happy to jump on a 20, 30-minute phone call. So that's kind of been the main way I've been generating leads. So a lot of outbound, if you like to call it, when it comes to that.
Very nice. Yeah, I got a chance to use it this past Monday, but not. I could only use it at the end of my room because the club doesn't belong to me. But I did get responses from people, so that was really nice. So I'm gonna use it again and let you know more of the details. But
Sure.
it was a good experience for me. So definitely. Um,
Thank you.
if a person is just jumping on Clubhouse now, like in May, how what is one piece of advice you could give them so that they can be successful on the app?
Okay. So my question would be, in successful in what way? Because success could be measured in different ways. Is it a successful moderator? Is it a successful listener? Like what in what sense do you mean by successful?
Successful in the sense that a person is just they're new, they don't know anything about the app. How can they make the most out of it?
Cool, sure, sure. So I guess when you first sign up to Clubhouse, you're just going to be bombarded with different type of rooms. Some of them very peculiar rooms. You're like, I didn't realize that rooms or people, not even say people, like people had interests in this area, for instance. So, and that's fine if you're into those kind of things. That's not a problem, you know. But I would say start to follow key topic areas that you're interested in, so that your feed would be, you know, more curated towards what you're interested in. Because as I said, when you first sign up, you're going to get bombarded with so many, yeah, different type of rooms. I say secondly, I would say once being in a room, you know, don't be afraid to jump up on stage. Like it took me actually a while for me to jump up on stage. So as I said, I joined in December. It was only maybe last month I actually had I felt quite confident to come up on stage, because many people have, kind of have very strong personalities, but don't, just give it a try. And I found that people were quite open and receptive, and I learned a lot from that. Thirdly, I guess, I don't know, you don't have to necessarily have an objective with Clubhouse to try and find or try and get something out of it, but understand what you're there for, because if you can understand what you're there for, hopefully you know what you can contribute as well, into the community. So I would encourage people to take the time to think through, like, okay, well, I'm here for this, but don't be afraid to contribute your opinions or ideas to a particular topic or subject area. So yeah, that will be the initial advice.
Awesome. Thank you for your 3 great tips. So where can people find you online? Where can they sign up for your app?
Yeah, sure. So first of all, you can learn more about Pole App by going to poleapp.cc. So again, that's www.poleapp.cc, and you can sign up. We offer a 14-day free trial for anyone who's interested in using us and trying us, and we outline what you get for using us. And I'm a friendly person, so if you do ever choose to message me, you can you'll come to myself or one of my team members. But for the most part, that's how you can get in touch with onto the app. You can also find me on Instagram, which is _Anthony Francis. And if you want to drop me an email, you can at info@poleapp.cc. And I think, if I can remember, on Clubhouse, my tag is Anthony Francis. So yeah, if you just search for Anthony Francis, you'll find me as well on there too.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Anthony, for being with us this morning. And we will see you in Clubhouse.
Brilliant. Thank you, Miko, for taking the time and allowing me to share, my app, and also how to use Clubhouse as well. So thank you for the time.